Some very vigorous Ukrainian support there.
Yeah, big support from Ukrainians, you can see.
Maybe making the Russians a little bit nervous. They seem to be poised, though, ready to strike. A few fighters on their front foot. I see a charge coming straight down the center. Actually, they look to be bunching like it might be some charges off to the sides. The fight is about to begin, and it is.
Oh, that's a quick, very aggressive start there from the Ukrainians. They're smashing into the Russians. It's going to start, and the Ukrainians very sharp there to move back and cross his line.
Incredible fighting here, fast from Ukraine.
Oh, this is very aggressive from both teams.
One
You've
Russian
got one
and
Ukrainian who is
down
stuck on the lines. Two have gone down, as you can see.
Another Ukrainian.
There's another Ukrainian very frustrated with being down there.
Russians resetting the match. Unfortunately, some Ukrainians finding themselves outnumbered.
Yeah,
the numbers now heading towards the Russian side.
You can see you've got one runner in the center there who's going to go for a takedown. That's a great takedown there from the Ukrainian. You can see more Russians now dropping the Ukrainians. So this is very impressive work here. However, the Russians have taken down. There's a huge kick there from the Russian going in too.
In the center of the field here, I think you can see a mace being dropped there. The Ukrainian fighting hard. He's been able to take two people out so far. I think doing the best.
Now going for and just hanging on. Actually, his knees have touched the ground. Therefore, Russia have the numbers against Ukraine.
Only just. It seems that Ukraine are still able to pull out a few fights here.
Alexei Naderov smashing down with the poleaxe there.
These Ukrainians need to pull something out. They're getting themselves caught out.
I think they're going to get caught out here. There's a big jump taken out of the Russian, and that is big.
Unfortunately, the Ukrainians now being outnumbered strongly. The individual bouts not going in the favor of the Ukrainians. A small runners being caught off. They have the advantage with those runners.
Russians trying to take down these two Ukrainians who are surrounded by grounded fighters. Lots of Russians everywhere now. This is going to be very difficult to come back for, and that is called victory in the first round for Russia.
Full credit to these two Ukrainians with the black helms. There's one Ukrainian celebrating, hugging his opponent. Obviously very happy with their performance, but at the same time, I think he'd be happy with his own performance, taking a bashing. Do you know if there's any way that they section off the arena? Oh, it looks like the head marshal is starting the fight.
He's calling the start of it, and the Russians in a V formation go charging into the Ukrainians, who come fight him out with some vicious blows there. You can see the Russian finding himself quite despite a big kick coming in there. You can see these running kicks that the Russians are so famous for and have absolutely perfected.
There's some great work by the Ukrainians to try to drag the Russians through their lines. It seems that not a single
that's first blood too. We've got two Russians down there, very close. Big throw there from the Ukraine. However, he went down himself.
Seems like they're going down in pairs. No one really having the advantage yet.
Not yet, although there are bodies in the middle of the list, which is going to make life very difficult. Big takedown there from the Russians.
Actually, quite a few Russians gone down. It might actually be the Ukrainians have the numbers.
That's a big takedown. And the Ukrainian has a big takedown. That's right in the middle there. Nice defensive work there from these Ukrainians. I can see that there's another Ukrainian down. And it's very even here.
No, I do believe it is in the numbers in favor of the Ukrainians.
The Ukrainians really need to get right back into... it's another Russian taken down. Ukraine in control of this 21 versus 21 mass battle.
As I mentioned before, using those runners key, not letting them get caught up. They've been able to catch the Russians off guard. Now it's a matter of wrestling them down. I don't see...
Oh, it's a big hit. So that's another Ukrainian fighter gone down who is in need of a weapon. However, he is being grappled by a Ukrainian. One Ukrainian also running back to get another weapon, who is now ready to get back into the action. You can see Alexei Naderov being attacked by the Ukrainian halberdier.
We do have about a 7 versus 8 here with the slight advantage to the Ukrainian numbers. There's some individual skirmishes happening here.
Yeah, very close here.
A nice reposition by the Russian members on that line there, 2 versus 1. That bulge user not able to do much.
You can see here that the Russian is holding on, and he's gone down, and the Ukrainian can actually stand up, and the Russian has gone down, another one!
Now
that's an amazing victory there for Ukraine!
It's looking like the marshals are allowing it to continue. No, but it seems it is all over. The Russians standing up. There was only 2 Russians left, about 5 Ukrainians. And the marshal wasn't actually calling it.
Yeah, Marseille actually instructed them to keep fighting that.
But Russia definitely not going to let that happen easily. Ukraine hopefully learning from the last fight and making sure that they have their speed.
And here we go now. The Ukrainians holding their line. The crowd going absolutely crazy for this final 21 versus 21 deciding round. One Ukrainian fighter. A Russian fighter is already down. This is some big charges coming in, and that is another Russian fighter down. Ukraine with a mild advantage now.
It seems that they need to capitalize on this. And
yeah, they need to move very, very quickly, and they need to take down those Russians who are loose in the Ukrainian half. It's a big takedowns coming out, smashing into the side there.
Unfortunately, not enough Ukrainians going down to even the score.
No, that's right. Okay, but you've got charting into the list. You can see some good Ukrainian running now. And I think that Ukraine have the numerical advantage here.
A very distinct numerical advantage, it looks like.
It certainly seems so. You've got some runners in the middle there who are quite loose. And there's that skirmish which is going off right in the corner of the list. However, some assistance is being given there from the Ukrainians. This is big work here.
In the individual fights, it's not going well, obviously, for the Ukrainians, but they're not going down, just kind of holding them.
That's right, and I think they've taken down another Russian fighter there. And it looks like Ukraine are in control of this 21 versus 21 final.
This is intense. We have a Russian runner coming across the field.
Oh, big kick there! Stunning work from the Russians. Now the Ukrainians slamming, almost flying over the list. The Ukrainians smashing into these Russians now. Things are getting quite even here. I'm not sure how this one will go, to be honest. It's too close to call.
I do believe we do have at least almost 2 to 3 fighters against every single Russian.
Oh, one Russian doing very well to stay on his feet there against two of the Ukrainians.
In this corner, not much happening. It's just simply taking some hits to the head. Ukrainians obviously wanting to get these fighters down as soon as possible. But I don't see a victory for Russia, but we never know. That's another Russian down.
Oh, that's another Russian down. So, yes, outnumbered now.
We have one Russian loose in the center of the field, seeing if he can, using the dead bodies to rotate around him.
Well, this is going to go to the wire. However, I'm worried that issue with the Night Marshal's decision to... Oh, it's another Russian down! Ukraine now with the advantage!
Russia doing fantastically there, but unfortunately he just was outmanned. 5 people chasing him down.
Oh, some great smashes there and charges from the Ukrainian team. This is absolutely tense.
Center of your screen, you can see that Ukrainian coming in left, right with these straight punches.
And you can see now the Russians being worn down. The crowd going absolutely wild for Ukraine here. Lumbered in the corner there, these Ukrainian fighters are grinding down at the Russian fighters.
The only hope I can see for these Russian fighters is trying to find bodies, maybe disengaging and trying to get the Ukrainian fighters falling over their teammates.
We're taking a big risk, and there are 4 to 5 Ukrainians per Russian here.
Doing incredibly well, holding on. I don't see it changing. They need to try to think differently, otherwise they're just getting injured.
Well, this is true, although some fast work there and getting away from the corner of the Russians. It's pretty impressive. The Ukrainians, all of them starting to tire. That is one Russian and one Ukrainian going down now. Still with the advantage.
Numbers still clearly in Ukrainians' favour. Some of them are so much as leisurely walking back to get
yeah,
a
that's
two-handed
right.
weapon.
Well, I think they'll be quite tired at this point, but going for this helmet.
The Russian has disengaged. He does not have his weapon, so he kind of has to hold his place on the side of the list and wait for the opportunity maybe to disengage.
Oh, the Night Marshal's very careful. Oh, no, there's another Russian down. And is it coming to the end there? Do we have a new champion?
I believe
it has been called! Ukraine! Ukraine! Ukraine!
Celebrations throughout the list and throughout the stadium. You can clearly see the support from the spectators. Ukraine piling onto one another. A fantastic win for them, changing up.
We have a new 21 versus 21 mass battle champion. Ukraine have defeated Russia for the first time in the final. Gold to Ukraine!
Well earned, playing to their strengths there, using their speed. I don't think there's going to be a happier moment for these Ukrainians. This is a game changer for Battle of the Nations 2017, and you're seeing it here live.
And this crowd are going absolutely crazy. It is electric here at the Arena Monumental as the fans are seeing a new champion in 21 versus 21. Ukraine with a stunning win there.
I see some Dutch supporters very, very happy. I think everyone has a slight soft spot for the underdogs, even though Ukraine are incredible athletes still coming from the not favourite to win and taking the seal.
You can see some bitter frustration there on the Russians who are leaving the list.
The Australians are quite happy spreading the news probably back home as people are starting to wake up. To anybody watching live from Australia, even China, making sure that obviously they're watching every second of it. You have seen one of the most incredible fights in Battle of the Nations history.
Oh, this is something quite incredible. The UK walking behind the Ukrainians now, posing for a photo there. You can see Vishutin, the captain.
Every single Ukrainian piling in It doesn't
Look
even
at
matter
this.
if they're fighters.
What an emotional moment here in Barcelona.
This has got to be one of the most incredible moments that I've ever seen. Ukrainians standing up on the side of the list here, celebrating, obviously wanting to be in that shot in the distance. Ukrainians should be very proud of their performance, playing to their strengths, as I mentioned before. Keeping their momentum up. The Russians, I don't even think they knew what hit them. The chaos was finally taken from the Russians and given back to them in a brutal form by these Ukrainians.